So you're building your house and you keep losing these things. It's going to be very hard for you to keep track on all the amount of money that you would have injected into your building project. So at all costs, make sure you do not lose any of these things. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. To my returning viewers and subscribers, as always, thank you so much. Those who are watching me for the first time and those that haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Let us grow and stay informed together. So with me here, these are some of the receipts of the Haydon projects. All right, so it's very important that you do not lose any receipt, or you document everything, because it's going to be a very long journey, and you can't keep procrastinating that I'll record it later, or I'll do this later on. You are going to forget. There are some people who offer services, for example, maybe those that will be doing manual work, the offloaders, the loaders. Some of those people, they're not going to be giving you receipts. So it's still important that you document all those things. And then you know how it is on our roads. You can be unfortunate that day. Still, you need to put that on record. So this is my file for Haydon. All right, so this is the house plan. Okay, so everything has to be kept in the files and in the envelopes, the inspections and everything, and even the original receipts, they have to be kept. So this is the Excel sheet that we are dealing with. Okay, so here we have March. This is where everything for March done was recorded and jotted down. And then we have April, May, June. Okay, and then project activities. And then we also have the non-direct costs. So these include like the lunches, all those things that you'll be doing, but they're not specifically directed to the project, but of course they'll be adding on the bill. Okay, so here we have the direct costs. Okay, so this is what we want to focus mainly on, because this is what will be helpful to us. So this part here that I just blacked out, it has people's names. So let me just minimize it so that we do not put people's names out there without their consent, obviously. So all right, let me just minimize it nicely. So this column here, that is where we'll be the date of everything that would have happened, and then here, that is where the prices are at. And then this part, well, this is just for my comments that I'll be just jotting down, and there is the column for the receipts and invoices. Okay, so as you can see, unfortunately when I was recording this, my audio, it was a bit terrible, so I just had to redo it again. But then these are the costs of all the materials that we bought. So this is just meant to give a guideline to people who are building. Some they're not on ground, some they are on ground, but then for some, especially those that are not on ground, you get to see the amount of money that people are forking out in terms of getting their materials. Obviously the prices, they're going to be different with location and the supplier, but obviously if you have this information, you have a rough idea on charges, on how much people are charging things, and even the labor itself, how much people are charging on the labor. So here for the labor of the builders, the figure that you can see there, it is just for the labor only. So the people who are working on this project, for the food and their transportation, it was charged separately and it was paid separately, so it's not part of that figure. Okay, so the bricks, the cement, the water, and all those kind of things, those were the monies that we were forking out. And to those that are already doing their housing projects, or those that are planning to do their housing projects, especially the first time homeowners that are starting their very first project, it's very important that you take note of the materials that are being listed. That way you have an idea when you start building, when your contractors are giving you their quotations, you know that this thing is going to be working on this stage, this thing is needed for this thing is needed for this. And you also need a bill of quantity that is going to help you when you get your material schedule from your builders or whoever will be doing your project. That way you actually get to compare, and you know that you are in sync, like you're understanding you're walking in the same path. Because some of these things, if you're not really aware of these things, you know, a lot of things can happen, and obviously you do not want to be having thoughts all the time thinking otherwise. So it's important when you see these materials, you already know that this thing is needed, this thing is needed, this thing is needed. And those things that you're not sure of, you are asking from a position of somebody who is informed. You know what you are asking, you know the right questions to ask, and you'll definitely get the right answers. There is nothing wrong in asking for information, or even to those that can afford, you can actually hire somebody to manage your projects for you, or somebody to help you navigate this route for you. So this here was the total fee that was used to get to the stage that we are at now. As I mentioned earlier on, or as you saw on the materials schedule, some of the materials, it was being used for the cottage. It was not completely done. And as you can see here, all those nitty-gritty things, they were put and written down. Okay, and to the total cost to the level that we are at the moment, we also have to take note that the cottage of this house, it was not completely done. So some of the materials that were bought, they were also including and catering for the cottage. That's why you see that the figure itself is a little bit inflated as compared to other houses of the same floor area. So the owner of this house was like, no, I just want everything to be put on one record so that I just keep all my expenses on track. So, you know, at times it will be hard to say that we used entirely 16 bags on this stage, because maybe while we're working on that stage, we also had to add some bags to work on the cottage. That's why you see that it's a little bit inflated. And to this house, it's not entirely an open plan. As you clearly saw, there is a partition between the living room as well as the dining area. So if you want to close it up, like you can put foldable doors. If you want to close it up, you can close it up. If you want to leave it open, you can leave it open, depending with your mood for the day. And then the kitchen is entirely on its own. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until next informative video, cheers.